Okay, before you watch the following video, I want to give you a couple of housekeeping points. This video is going to be rather very long. It's almost 42 minutes in length. It'll be 45 if I add this up. So timestamps will be put down below. Just to give you a backstory, this is a letter that was written to me by a Qatari citizen with regards to Qatar. It's not sponsored. He has not paid me any money. I'm doing this on my own accord. And the reason why I'm sharing this information is because the stuff that he gave was absolutely incredible. The information that he gave, and it was very well written. So I thought, why should this benefit only me? Why not it benefits all of you? Now, having said that, I would play the devil's advocate and tell you that maybe he is biased towards his country because he has portrayed Qatar in a very positive way because he's a Qatari national himself. So in case you disagree with any of the points, feel free to mention with the timestamp where he has mentioned inaccurate information or if he is wrong. So I'll not censor anything. And finally, last but not the least, I want to tell you that it's not that he has paid me money, or like some people have this conspiracy theory that, oh, Qatar is funding you or you're being paid by Qatar or whatever it is. If you want to fund and pay from my work, I'll be very happy, but I'd keep the information very neutral. Having said that, please do watch it. It's an uncut, raw version. I'm not going to edit anything. It's going to be going with the flow. Timestamps will be put on below, and do not watch this video at one sitting because it'll be very tough. Lot of information is there, and I'll break it down into timestamps. So having said that, please watch the video. Do support the channel if you like the content, and I'd love to hear what you have to say. Having said that, watch the video. Enjoy the show. Bye-bye.
I believe I'm the right person for this job because I'm very feminine for this role. My feminineness, feminine sexuality, feminine personality will add value to this feminine role in the most feminine way possible.
Stop getting the wrong advice. Ensure you get the right skills for the right job for jobs in the Middle East. Contact Loy Macedo.
Hi there, Loy Macedo. It's me from LoyMacedo.com. Who's Loy Macedo? Think Personal Branding. The time right now is 11:58 in the night. It's Sunday. By the time I start the video, it's going to be Monday. I don't know if you have seen the previous video where I spoke about a guy from Qatar, a Qatari gentleman. He sent me a question and also an email with regards to Qatar. What did I think of it? And after I put the video, I didn't expect him to respond, but to my surprise, he actually sent me a big long email, a very long email. And the email was actually 2,533 words. You have this websites where you can count the number of words. So I checked 2,533 words. And on top of that, when I read, he wrote it really well. He's a good writer, or he's really articulate. Either he has done it or he asked someone else to do it, but it is written well. And me being a blogger, me being someone who expresses his thoughts in words, both in written as well as spoken, I had nothing but absolute appreciation and admiration for his writing skills. Now, I read it and then I decided this information needs to be shared. It needs to be shared with people because there was a lot of stuff that I didn't know about Qatar, which I thought was like, oh, it's interesting. Now, there is a possibility that there is always a possibility that obviously he'll be biased towards his country because he's a Qatari, so he'll speak all the positive stuff about Qatar. He'll obviously not highlight most of the negatives. But in my analysis, after reading his message or email, I felt it was balanced. It spoke both on the good and the bad of Qatar. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the mail that he gave me. But what I'll do is, in order for it to be readable text, this side of the screen, I'm going to put what I've copied on a Word document. I'll put a screenshot of it. I'll not put the email because, obviously I don't want any bit of his name or identity to appear. And so in case you want to read what he's what he has put. It's this side. But I'll read it out to you, and I want you to pay attention to it, because what I felt was it was an education in itself. It was learning. And, on this channel, I like to educate people and keep it fair. So let me read out his email and share with you what he actually wrote to me. He didn't ask me to share this with you, and I don't think he's expecting me to share. And yes, in case you have a doubt back of your head, because obviously I get this conspiracy theories. Oh, he got paid by Qatar. He is being bribed by Qatar. He's sponsored by Qatar. Like I've told you, I really wish Qatar would sponsor. I wish somebody would sponsor me. I feel very happy when you sponsor. But one thing is, even if you do sponsor, I prefer keeping my channel neutral. I prefer giving my honest view. That is why I don't accept payment to give a positive or negative review. If anyone supports my channel, I accept the payment, but I like to keep things fair. I say things as they are. So that is why maybe not many people like me, or if people do like me, they like me only for the reason that I am giving my opinion. Like I told you, I can be wrong also. Okay, so in this letter also, there will be areas where I can be, where he has pointed out where I'm wrong. And last but not the least, if you want to support the channel, please feel free to, the usual stuff, like, share, subscribe, blah, blah, whatever stuff. And yes, I do accept payments. But if you do pay, and I will acknowledge that, but I'm not going to change what I feel just because someone pays me. I'll be nice to you, okay? But I like to keep things neutral. So having got that aside, let's focus on what he has shared with me, and I'll read out the letter. So I hope you enjoy, and put your thoughts down below if you find something surprising, and if you disagree with what he has to say anywhere, just mention the timestamp that this area he's wrong, or this is bullshit, or whatever. Okay, so having said that, let's move on to the letter. It's 2,533 words. Please take out your popcorn, because this is going to be long. Okay, let's start.
You know why I want this fucking job? You know why the f*** I want a job? Fucking because I'm the only fucking person who wants this fucking job. That's why I want this job.
Stop getting the wrong advice. Ensure you get the right skills for the right job for jobs in the Middle East. Contact Loy Macedo.
Hello, Mr. Macedo. Okay, I'll just go normal. Okay. Hello again, Mr. Macedo. I would like, Mr. Macedo, I feel very good when someone calls me Sir Macedo, Mr. Macedo, whatever. Okay. I would like to start this lengthy email by thanking you for taking your time to make that video. That video, I'll put the link down below, maybe a screenshot, I'll put it here. Okay, I just watched it now. I could have watched it earlier, but today my country's National Day. I don't know when is that. Anyway, okay, I was super busy. The reason why this email is going to be lengthy is because I've taken notes after watching your video, and there are some things which you should know, such as new and relevant information, which is very good. I like new and relevant information. Like UAE, I know most of the stuff because I've been there for so many years. 40 years, you can see you're old. But Qatar, not much. Okay, so let's see. You can make a video explaining this to your viewers. Well, I'm not only explaining, I'm reading it out. And give your thoughts, but as always, keep my identity private. Of course, I'll keep it private. I'm a nice guy, so that's what it is. That's why people trust me. Okay. The father of Sheikh Tamim is Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani. He is the one who wanted to change Qatar and modernize it. Okay, his father was Sheikh Tamim's grandfather. His Highness Sheikh Khalifa Al Thani is one who wanted to not change anything and be comfortable in his own zone. Sheikh Hamad took power when he was young from his father and started a lot of things. Enough of history, but His Highness Sheikh Hamad, I think that is the father, wanted Qatar to be modernized but with Islamic values in certain areas. Certain areas was, like capital letters. He handed over the throne to Sheikh Tamim when Tamim was only 33 years old, which is kind of strange because 33 is bloody young, It's like, I mean, just look at Sheikh Mohammed. Right now he is 70. His son is also 30, but he has not given him the power. If he does, it's good. But I don't know if he's as good as a leader as this guy. In fact, I like this guy more than Sheikh Fazza. Fazza I'm talking about. Fazza is more of a cutie boy, Cutie boy who does a lot of adventure stuff. Anyway, the reason why he voluntarily handed over the powers to Sheikh Tamim was because he wanted the next generation to take the country to better heights. Which is rather strange because, if you have power, you don't want to let go of it. Like, I wouldn't want to let go, the power of my brand to somebody else. So, he must really trust his son a lot. Okay, let's be honest here. After a certain age, you can't keep up with the new trends. So, you have to hand it over to the new generation. No, I disagree. I am still old, but I can, manage with new trends. But my patience wears off. Anyway, okay. Our Emir's father was and is loved by everyone. Yeah, he looks like this chubby guy, like chubby, he looked like a teddy bear, but I never thought he was a nice guy. But anyway, good if he's loved by everyone. And we still respect him for thinking that way. Okay, so it's good to know that they love the father. Okay. Thinking about the developments of the country over anything. May God bless him. Yes, Sheikh Tamim honestly changed the game for us Qataris as well as expats. I'll explain how and why later in this email. Okay? You said we are backwards and yes, in some areas. See, what a bad guy, Loy Masido. You are calling us backward? But he says yes. Nice, humble guy, man. Humble. Okay, like our Malayali say. Okay, we are still backward, but not as advanced as other countries. We are improving. He's a humble guy. I begin to like him. You're a nice guy. We have our faults, but we are focused on developing slowly but surely, then rushing into things and getting lost. We focus on us and not others around us. Good point there though, and an honest one at our current generation. My generation knows we have a lot of faults and we are working to change it. As of now, the way he's portraying is as if Qataris are really nice. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'll be a little skeptical because I don't know if Qataris are so nice. But anyway, he's good at writing. I guess he must be nice. Maybe he's nice. Okay. Anyway, let's work.
Stop getting the wrong advice. Ensure you get the right skills for the right job for jobs in the Middle East. Contact Loy Macedo.
The Kafala system in Qatar was abolished in January 2020 after Europeans and many other countries started covering this topic on the news. So my question to the readers in Qatar, expats, is the Kafala system abolished or is it still there? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, now it's illegal for any sponsor to hold passports, private companies included, and no one needs exit permit anymore. I'm shocked. I don't know. This is what he says. Is it true? False? Let me know. This is amazing news for migrant workers, but actually as a businessman, I would think it's actually bad news because anytime the worker just wants to take the money and something and run away, and there are so many shameless Indians. I'm being an Indian passport holder, I'm telling you this. There are so many Indians who cannot be trusted. If I was running a business, I wouldn't allow these workers to have their passport because they can just take the money and run away. It's a very sad part. In fact, so many employers in UAE themselves tell me that we cannot trust our own people. They'll just do something illegal and just run away, which is a fact. So anyway, this is what he says, that it's amazing news for migrant workers. I just hope that they don't regret this. Anyway, yes, obviously there are some, very few, he puts in bracket, people who do this indirectly, but now we have the labor court, where a laborer can also file a case through his embassy or by himself. But unfortunately, people are scared or they still don't know about this yet. Scared is good. I'm being honest with you. Fear is always good because when you have fear, you respect the laws of the country. Just have a look at what is happening in India. If you check my previous video, it's a total utter mess. See what's happening in the United States. When you just give power in the hands of people and they don't have any fear, they can start acting like complete assholes. Like in the United States, oh, we have a right to have guns and shoot each other. And then there are people who are killing and shooting and, it's just stupid. In India, just see the bloody mess. Okay, so fear is a good thing. Okay. They're scared. But it is what it is. We are trying to abolish this for good completely, but it's going to take time, honestly. Everything takes time. Okay, things don't happen overnight. Okay, next. The FIFA labor abuse was a case that became popular after this Sheikh Tamim's brother, Sheikh Mohammed, became the supervisor. Yeah, I happened to see, I think Al Jazeera just put an interview, Qatar 22. I don't know if he's the same guy. Okay. Even though enough and more money had been given for decent accommodation, private companies and contractors started taking the money and gave only 10% of the money to laborers and the accommodation, which is a known fact. The abuse that contractors and private companies and construction companies, they abuse these people like animals, and we have seen many people cry and want to kill themselves. Hence why people live in bad conditions. Ever since the case became worldwide news, yes, which is very bad for Qatar, because the way they kind of show it in the news, it kind of shows that Qatar is a hellhole where all these laborers are dying. In fact, there was this video that was shown, I think, in Vice. They showed France, 1 person died, UK, 10 people died, but Qatar, they showed like, a whole, 100,000, whatever. Okay, 10,000 or whatever. Okay. Qatar admitted their fault, and the Sheikh's own brother took charge to be the supervisor, and now things are better than it was. Also, the minimum wage went from Qatari 750 to Qatari 1,000, which is quite a lot. I mean, if you have 5,000 workers working, just multiply. That's a steep rise. That's I think 35% of the cost, or 25%. Yeah, 25% of the cost increase. That means the company has to pay for everything, accommodation, transport and food, and give at least 1,000 on top of that. I know it's not a lot, but then again, things are improving. No, it is quite a lot. It is seriously a lot, because when you run a business, the most expensive expense that there is are salaries. So if they are increasing by 250 and on top of that asking accommodation and transportation and food, I mean, that's quite a lot. That's seriously, it'll affect companies, especially their overheads. See, one of the reasons why Middle East countries have been able to construct the biggest, the tallest, something on top of the water and all that, is because they don't have to take permission from anyone. And it's also because construction is damn cheap. If you were to employ an electrician, let's say simple electrician or a plumber from UK or Australia, I mean, they charge much more than a banker. But yeah, if you get any of these Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi laborers, it's like paying, they get paid $100 for what, 1 month, 1 month of work. So it's damn cheap. On the other hand, if you have to get someone from Australia or the West, you have to pay them what someone earns, an Indian earns 1 month, this guy can earn in 1 hour. So, and I heard from some people in Australia, if you call a plumber, it's bloody expensive. That is why so many people in the West, they learn all this by themselves, Anyway, not with very good results. All right.
Danny boy, the pipes are calling. From Glen to Glen.
Stop getting the wrong advice. Ensure you get the right skills for the right job for jobs in the Middle East. Contact Loy Macedo.
Then Sheikh Tamim is educated. He did his schooling and college in UK. And the reason why he did everything away from Qatar is to learn how life and to learn how to talk and communicate and grow connections with people from all over the world. Sheikh Tamim is fluent in Arabic, English and French because of this. Yeah, he also does have a very good personality. He seems to be a gentleman. I mean, when you see him walk and when you see him talk, he's really well groomed. I cannot say the same for Sheikh Fazza. Now, don't start, oh, you are anti-UAE. Sheikh Fazza is more like a cutie boy, he's more like a good-looking. He reminds me of a schoolboy, but Sheikh Tamim is very elegant, as I would say. Like, when I think of Sheikh Mohammed, I would say he looks like a dynamic leader with, lion kind of like energy. Like he's like he walks like a conqueror. He walks like a king. MBZ walks more like a royalty, like a nose up in the air, royal. And in fact, if you look at his face, he looks like he's half sleepy and, but he's royal. Mohammed bin Salman looks like one of those savage warlords, but you can make out from his face and expression that he is power hungry, He doesn't take any prisoners. You can make out from his expression. Boris Johnson, just as a side note, he looks like he just woke up in the morning, he got an electric shock and, someone just woke him up. His hair is always, I don't know, it's a bloody mess, man. Joe Biden is like sleeping. He's like, Donald Trump is more like a smug playboy. So each one has their own, mannerisms. Macron looks like a Macron. Modi looks dangerous, man. Oh, bloody hell. Modi looks like, I'm going to fuck your happiness, Imran Khan looks like, what does Imran Khan look like? Imran Khan looks like a confused playboy. Like, okay, I'll be nice to everyone. I'll try to be leadership. But you can make out, when you see his videos, he's really stressed out. He's really, really stressed out. I mean, from what he used to look like in his playboy days, with hair on his chest and girls and all that, and sniffing what is that? Wolf of Wall Street, sniffing coke out of her butt, So, but now Imran Khan really looks aged. I mean, I think it's because of the political position that even Obama, when he took office, he looked like a young, Afro-American guy. But by the time he finished his term, he had white hair and he looked aged. It's a stressful job. Anyway, but Sheikh Tamim is classy. You would say that. I know you must be thinking like, oh, Loy is being very sweet and nice to this guy. Maybe he get paid a lot of money. Pay me money, Baba. I don't mind it. Okay. Anyway, in fact, Sheikh Hamad, the chubby bubby, okay, the father of chubby bubby, okay. Oh, if I go to Qatar, I'm sure they'll, me. Okay. The father of the Emir did not appoint Sheikh Tamim as crown prince first. In the beginning, it was Sheikh Tamim's older brother. Oh, I didn't know he had an older brother. But for some reason, he was relieved of his duties. Well, it kind of reminds me of Sheikh Mohammed and his eldest son, who, unfortunately died due to drug overdose and being addicted to substances. So I think maybe the older brother was a rebel. See, me in my family, I'm the older brother, so I'm the older son. So I guess we are a bit of a rebel. There's a lot of speculation, but I don't wish to share this information if I'm not sure. So let's leave it at that. So Sheikh Jassim, Sheikh Tamim's brother, was appointed as CP. What is CP? Crown Prince. Okay. But Sheikh Jassim didn't want to be, and everyone pointed at Sheikh Tamim and wanted him to be the next leader, since he always stood out and was very dynamic and elegant. Yes, exactly the same words which I said, dynamic and elegant. Most of the brothers and sisters of Sheikh Tamim are educated in UK and other countries and are fluent in at least 3 languages. Ooh, very nice. Okay, so the eldest one, what's his name? Sheikh Baby Sheikh. Okay, what is his name? Sheikh Tamim's older brother. Okay, Sheikh Jassim, yeah. So, well, he was not the right man for the job, so they give it to the younger brother who was very fine. Okay. Qatar is a country with 2 million people. In this, only 300,000 are Qataris. We don't use the word local, by the way, like UAE people. I'm local. So here they don't say I'm local. We just say we are Qatari, even though now not even that. Nowadays, some people say local to identify themselves, but not to use it to look superior. Oh, okay. See, as of now, he's portraying Qataris in a very nice way. So I'll take his word for it because anyway, he's nice to me. Okay. Personally, even since I was young, my dad always said, expats are the reason why this country is beautiful. Your dad is a good man. Not because he is praising expats, but this shows maturity. This shows character. And maybe that is why you are such a fine young man, because of the upbringing of your father. Like in America, they always say that if you don't, most of the crimes that are committed by black families is because there is no father. So the presence of a father figure really helps. Like, look at me. I'm a rebel with all these tattoos because I never had a proper father figure. You look like someone who is, and you can make out from his career path, which anyway, I'm not going to focus on. It clearly shows that his father did a brilliant job. So I would congratulate you and please convey my regards to your father. I think he did a marvelous job. Okay. So we never see them as outsiders. Even have been living before, some have been living even before you're born. So they know this country more than you. So this is what his father said. And I have to say that 65 to 70% of the Qataris are very humble and kind. Yeah, even Emiratis, the real pure Emiratis, the real actual ones, They are incredibly loving people. They are like, a real pure Emirati. If he sees anybody's car broken down or something, they stop and they actually help out. Even if they're dressed up elegant, even if they're dressed up in even if they're driving like a Maybach or an expensive car, they stop to really take care. So the pure citizens of the country who are born from ages and ages, who are born there, they're really nice. So even Qataris, I guess, are the same. We don't mess with you unless you disrespect us verbally and do things that make us uncomfortable or harm us in any way. But the laws are equal here. Well, same thing with Thai people. Yeah, they are really nice, very gentle. Like, if you talk about Thai people, you see temples and Buddhism, but at the same time, they can be very violent in terms of, like, the Muay Thai sport, which is brutal, like, Okay, in fact, recently a video...
Stop getting the wrong advice. Ensure you get the right skills for the right job for jobs in the Middle East. Contact Loy Macedo.
Video went viral in which a local boy was seen hitting an expat. I don't know which video. If you have the link, share it with me. And the boy was arrested and jailed without question, and the expat was compensated with money and other benefits by the government and the people who wanted to help. And you might say, oh, that's because the video went viral. But I know many people who got arrested for abusing physically and verbally expats and have gone to jail. They didn't go viral, but the justice was served. Well, once again, everything sounds too good to be true, so I'll take your word on it. Okay, but am I saying it's 100% justice? Of course not. There are cases in which the abuser gets away. See, I like this guy. He's very fair. Because the expat won't complain just because he's afraid of losing his job. But when a complaint is filed, justice gets served, at least as far as I know. Also, there are expats who have lived here for decades and they get high salaries. Qatar prefers keeping expats who lived here for decades than getting new expats because experience. Oh, okay, that's kind of nice. See, because what happens is if you take care of the expatriates who have been there for many years, that country will grow. You'll not have brain drain. But on the other hand, if you have people who, just take the wealth of experience in years, you actually lose out, So, okay, that is why you'll see expats living here for generations. Also, you can apply for a permanent residency if you have lived here for long. There are certain criterias, though they are understandable. I don't know the criteria because I'm not an expat, but obviously there will be a test to see how good you are with Arabic. I would fail 100% because I hardly know Arabic. Just as the green card criteria and Germany PR criteria, learn the language. Yeah, my Egyptian Arabic sir in my school, South Indian school, you give him 300 dirhams, he'll write the answers for you. He used to call it tuition fees, but today I know it is a bribe. And just imagine a classroom of 60 students, he would take 300 dirhams from each and every student and Khali wali, you pass, finish, khalas, no problem. Okay. And I don't know why my school never did anything about it. Everyone used to pass because I guess there was a little pressure from the government that everyone should pass. And they would never do their job. They would come late. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on Egyptian teachers, but Arabic was taught to us by these, not taught actually. They never taught us anything. They just came there, warmed their seats and got the fuck out. Okay, anyway. The reason why no one outside Qatar knows about this is because we don't want to promote it. It is for expats who lived here for a long time. Without our expats, we are nothing. We see them one of us. Well, like I said, he is portraying a very positive image. You can tell me if he is right or wrong. Okay. Sheikh Tamim announced and gave away billions of dollars when they went under lockdown in the early 2020s because of COVID to private companies so that they could pay their employees and stay open. I don't know how far this is true. Would they give billions of dollars to private companies, especially who are not Qataris? Anyway, I'm a little skeptical of this point. Okay. The reason is because he didn't want the people to suffer in the country. Not all countries can follow the same because population matters. Qatar is the richest country with the very less population, so it's manageable. Okay, so you tell me if what he's saying is true or false. Am I saying all the expats were paid in full? No. Most of them, including citizens, had a pay cut, but people were getting something. Maybe some companies used loopholes, I really don't know. But as far as I know, everyone's everyone got a salary, but everyone's salary got cut, mine too, but that's okay. Well, if he did take care, applause. But if he didn't take care, again, no complaints, because you can't have a sense of entitlement. No complaints, it's a pandemic. Also, we don't get crazy bonuses, which UAE is very famous for, and also Saudi. I don't know about Bahrain and other countries. In Qatar, if you're educated, you get a job. If you don't work properly, you get fired, even in private companies. Yes, there are some bad ones, but we don't get pampered, and our education is after our education. Qatar will pay for universities and school, but after that, your hard work matters, not your passport. I wonder if a company owned by an expat can terminate a Qatari, which is, would be a shocker for me. If you do get if you do well, you get money. If not, you suffer. This is Sheikh Tamim's way of motivating us and showing us education is the only way to succeed, and that's how. And that is how I studied and became who I am today, which I would agree that you're not only smart, you're successful in your career, which I assume that you are, but you're very well articulated. I mean, I'm very impressed with your writing skills. Okay. Self-resilience is something we are proud of. When the blockade happened, it was a wake-up call for everyone, and we realized how dependent we are. Thanks to Sheikh Tamim's leadership and thinking. Okay, now comes the last 2 pages. I know. Just imagine how much effort he took to write all this. Okay. So then he speaks about the blockade. Okay. Self-reliance, thanks to Sheikh Tamim's leadership and thinking. He opened many ways in a matter of days. He got fresh vegetables and fruits from Iran and European countries. Cows were shipped from Australia, and farms were opened with fresh milk and dairy products to replace Almarai, a Saudi company, which provided 70% of the dairy products of our country. And things are done to satisfy people's needs immediately. Now, Baladna, a Qatari company, which is preferred over Almarai. And even though the blockade is off, Almarai is not shipping a lot of products because people here prefer and enjoy Baladna more. Baladna? Okay. Well, like I said, forgive but never forget. Thank you for sending your products here, but we are good. Of course, I mean, once you treat people like shit, nobody wants to take your favors again. And Almarai, well, you can't blame them. They have to follow orders from the ruler of the country, but Almarai will never get the Qatari market ever again because there's a sense of loyalty. Even in China, it's the same. They prefer to support Chinese brands. By the way, I admire Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum as well. He's one, and there'll only be one like him. Enough said. Well, the feeling's mutual. Okay. Law, you're talking about the air blockade, but do you know that even camels owned by Qataris that were in Saudi were sent back too? We laughed. Only camels, they didn't send the goats. Okay, we laughed about it for months. You can check on YouTube or Google. Someone on YouTube covered the story. I just don't know who. Okay, so Saudi sent back the camels, even the camels of Qatar. How dare you do that? Like Greta Thunberg. How dare you? So the poor camels. Okay. So, you're applying for cabin crew. Tell me something about yourself. Show me your best customer service attitude.
Stop getting the wrong advice. Ensure you get the right skills for the right job for jobs in the Middle East. Contact Loy Macedo.
The CEO of Qatar Airways spoke about the blockade, and even though the CEO is disliked by some people, because he has... it seems that he was he's very unfair, especially to women, and they say he's sexist. If a female gets pregnant, or air hostess, if she gets pregnant or she is going to get married or something, I think they have less benefits or perks or something like that, okay? But I've heard horror stories of Qatar Airways. Okay, because he said, I'll do business with the devil if it gets me money. Oh, by the way, I remember one of the big stories of a Qatari female who was a pilot, and Qatar, I think Airways asked her to reimburse all the money. She tried to portray herself as a saint, but later on they found out that she was taking advantage of the system. Okay, so anyway, that was also another big thing. Okay, the CEO of Qatar Airways spoke about the blockade, even though the CEO is disliked by many, because he said, I'll do business with the devil if it gets me money. My kind of a guy. Okay. I admire his business tactics. He's money-minded, which is very important, which is why Qatar Airways is number one all over the world. By the way, I've traveled on Qatar Airways and I was shocked, absolutely shocked and surprised. The quality is very, very high. It's as good as Emirates Airlines. The only thing I was disappointed was some of the Qatari passengers. I had a bad experience, which I told you about. Like they were saying, Shaitan, devil, because I look like that. Anyway, but otherwise, I was very surprised with the quality. I watched quite a number of good movies. In fact, Reverend, I watched on the aircraft. I even seen Ants on a Shrimp, a documentary that I saw on Qatar Airways. The food was also really good. So I will admit that Qatar Airways is quality personified. And even the airport, it was bloody big. I remember that oversized teddy bear which was there. So Qatar Airport and Qatar Airways really world class. That I'll agree with you. Okay. He admitted there was heavy losses because of the blockade, but he said we can manage it. Yeah, I've seen those interviews. He's very honest about many things, even losses. He addressed the issue with no bullshit. Okay, he said BS, he didn't say bullshit. Okay. Acknowledge the facts and thinks about what to do. He's one smart man, but also highly educated. Yes, he is very classy. You can make out. Even when Donald Trump spoke about Muslims and said, all that bullshit just to get the election, this thing. He was the first one to say, no, I consider Donald Trump as a friend and he supports him. So, I totally agree with you on this. You can watch his interviews on YouTube. His name is Akbar Al Baker. Baker or Baker. Well, I agree with you. I have seen his stuff. Even I admire the guy. He's a very cold, calculated businessman. Okay.
Stop getting the wrong advice. Ensure you get the right skills for the right job for jobs in the Middle East. Contact Loy Macedo.
You think Saudi is the reason? Okay, now he's coming to the blockade of UAE, why Qatar got blocked. Okay, you think Saudi is the reason behind the blockade, but Mr. Macedo, it is actually UAE and Bahrain, which I found surprising. Saudi just had a common interest. Long story short, UAE asked Qatar and Bahrain to be a part of UAE, in which both the countries rejected. But since Qatar and UAE had a lot in common, it was an ego issue for MBZ. Wait, I'll read it out again. UAE asked Qatar and Bahrain to be part of UAE, to which both countries rejected. Okay, why would they ask? Anyway, I think he'll send me later. But since Qatar and UAE had a lot in common, it was an ego issue for MBZ. Mohammed bin Zayed. Okay. Keep in mind, the ruler of Dubai and Sheikh Tamim are actually very close, and some people within their families got married to each other. Yes, I totally agree, because I know many Qataris who are married to UAE families and vice versa. But Dubai couldn't say anything because it was a decision made by MBZ, which is very true. But it was pretty sad and embarrassing the way they threw them out of Dubai. Okay. Do you know, even before the blockade, 10 Emirates flights were flying to and fro Qatar every day, and 10 Qatar flights every day, and almost all the flights were full. I know this because he has put something in relation to him being part of the aviation pilots and this and that. I don't want to say that. Related, I can't give the details, but let's say I know a lot about that. Okay. Then, Dubai got hurt because because Qataris flew to Dubai for many things, business, more than that, everything else. Why he said haha is because Dubai is known for, poo-tang, you know what I'm talking about, okay. But it was MBZ. When Sheikh Hamad took charge in the 90s, a coup was planned by UAE in Bahrain that failed miserably. Yeah, I heard about that. Ever since, but it was bad, it was not as bad. Qatar knew what was planned, but since no one came out clean, Qatar let it go. Okay. See, to think about it, I can never understand why Arabs want to betray one another. Can't they live together as one? Yeah, even in UAE itself, I remember, can't get it. This was when I was very young. It seems that, I think Sheikh Mohammed or something, he tried to take over one of the emirate, and that is where Mohammed bin Zayed, he knew that Sheikh Mohammed was a hothead, and he promoted him to crown prince and told let go of the military, and he got him married to one of the daughters of Sheikh Zayed. Anyway, I don't know much about that story because it was before I think I was too small that time. Anyway, so the blockade was planned by UAE and Bahrain, but since Saudi and Egypt didn't like a few things Qatar did, they tagged along. Qatar didn't block citizens of the country to come down to Qatar. Qatar didn't block their airspace, even though they surrounded Bahrain. They could have easily blocked it and made life bad. Qatar was asking for an open dialogue since day one, which is very true. There are videos of Sheikh Tamim's interview where he said, "We want this to end and we want a dialogue." Qatar did not do anything ridiculous because Sheikh Tamim knew if this ends, undoing things will look awkward, so he stayed the same. You do whatever you want. Which, to be very honest, when you think about it today, nothing but kudos to Sheikh Tamim because he is looked upon as a leader who kept a cool, calm, calculated mind. Okay. We don't want to look ridiculous once this is over, so Qatar did not stop supplying natural gas to AD Abu Dhabi. It's a big line that provides natural gas to you, which is pretty strange. I mean, just imagine you're blocking everything, but Qatar is not treating you like shit. If someone had done that to me, I would have blocked him in the gas and everything else. But Qatar has more than enough natural gas, so they didn't want to block it. And the unblock it was too much of a headache. Okay, ha ha ha. That's what he put. Okay.
I believe I'm the right person for this job because I'm very feminine for this role. My feminineness, feminine sexuality, feminine personality will add value to this feminine role in the most feminine way possible.
Stop getting the wrong advice. Ensure you get the right skills for the right job for jobs in the Middle East. Contact Loy Macedo.
United States wanted to label Qatar as a terrorist. Okay, I remember that part. Especially when Donald Trump announced Qatar as a terrorist country. And I found that rather strange. The reason being is, you have one of the biggest bases of USA in Qatar. In fact, even if you see Transformers, they're talking of the base from Qatar. So why are you calling your own ally, a terrorist country? That is why, US, I don't have any respect for them, either them or their leadership. Whenever they want anyone, they'll call you terrorist. Whenever they want, they'll make you your friend and all that. But they change their colors based on money. And that is why Sheikh Tamim, immediately after Donald Trump had the narrative that they're terrorists, he went, visited them, and I'm sure he must have bought many planes or billions of dollars or investments. All of a sudden, Donald Trump, Qatar is wonderful, we are our friends. It's so funny. He's entertaining Saudi, he's entertaining Qatar, he's entertaining UAE, all of them together, Anyway, money talks, like they say. Everything else walks. United States wanted to label Qatar as a terrorist country, but US had different views and Qatar did not have the same views. We have our own policy and no one dictates us. Good. That's how it should be. Just because US considers someone as a terrorist doesn't mean everyone has to. People who want to be good in the books have to be, but Qatar has the upper hand. How? Because Qatar has the biggest US army base in the Middle East, which is true. And now if US messes with Qatar, they'll have to change their base elsewhere, which will cost billions, if not trillions. And US doesn't have that kind of money. And US doesn't want to mess with Qatar. Secondly, Qatar is rich in natural gas. And US needs Qatar more. And Qatar, alhamdulillah, has the advantage. Very good. So good. Someone at least, most of these countries like Saudi and Qatar and all that, US tries to act like it's high and mighty, but they need it. And that is why they're trying to bully Iran. But then again, Iran is a really strong country in itself. US will not be able to overtake Iran, no matter what it does. Okay, Iranians, even the women and children will die, fighting for their country. Which Americans, they think that they're land of the brave and home of the free, but you've not seen the fire and intensity of Arabs. Don't underestimate that. That much I can tell you about Muslims and Arabs. They are a fighting nation. Okay, they are not one of those pansy, like even Westerners. They are also a fighting nation, but the raw energy that Arabs and Muslims have, you just can't. That is why maybe they, Muslims are Allah Akbar and they explode. You'll never see that with the Christian. Christians are forgive and forget. Anyway. At the end of the day, our Emir knows how to do things. He knows when to hug and when not to. You undermine our sovereignty, you're not welcome. If you don't, you're welcome. Sheikh Tamim was happy that the blockade ended because the losses Qatar went through when the blockade happened was high, and that won't be there anymore. So it's a win-win when it comes to money. Yes, everyone's happy in the end. The 4 countries that wanted to destroy Qatar, by the way, this is the ending. The reason for the blockade was hypocritical. I can explain in another email if you want. Ooh, he's very good at writing emails. They blocked us for years and realized nothing is happening, so they restored the relationship. Now they are undoing the things that were done, but our leaders in Qatar and in general say, it's okay, perfect, yay, and that's it. We didn't do anything to them, so we have nothing to undo. When the blockade happened in July 2017, the Emir gave a live statement where he thanked the citizens and expats for their support and promised everything will be okay because people were worried of food shortages. And then he said, it's time for us to focus, aka work better and become completely independent, and that is something we all citizens and expats are proud of. Thank you so much for reading this lengthy email. Well, thank you very much. Don't forget, support the channel, sponsor and all that stuff, whatever. Money is good, You Qataris are rich. Help the poor, man. Okay. Anyway, I hope this gave you some fresh information. Absolutely, I have nothing but gratitude that you took the time to write all this. Yes, it is a little bit tiring to read everything, but then again, I love sharing content with people who like to listen to it. And I hope this wasn't a waste of your time. No, it wasn't. It is nothing but absolutely, really nice of you to share all this, because I'm pretty sure there are many people who didn't know all this and now they know. Take care, Loy. Regards, whatever his name is, educated guy from Qatar. Okay. So guys, this is the email that was sent to me from Qatar by a Qatari about Qatar. Let me know if what he has shared is right or wrong. I hope I can put timestamps down below for each and everything. So do listen to what he has to say. I hope you enjoyed me reading it. And let me know your thoughts. Where I'm wrong, please do mention with the timestamp. This is where they're wrong. This is what information that is given is not correct. And I'd like to hear your feedback. So having said this, thank you very much both to him. And thank you very much for watching the video. I hope this added some value to all of us. This is me signing off. Oh, 42 minutes. Can you believe I actually spoke 42 minutes? I'm an amazing guy. Like, share, subscribe, and all that bullshit YouTube wants. Haha. Okay, whatever. You guys take care. This is me signing off. Ciao.